Manny. So whenever
Okay.
you
We are.
unmute us, let us know.
Oh, that's right now.
Oh, so
As
sick.
you were saying that, you were unmuted.
Talk about perfect timing, dude.
3,
Absolutely.
do I get to? Because
Blue Man Group.
did you piece out the? Oh,
I think I had him with one of these.
oh, that's 3. So I get to do 1. And we're backwards.
Oh, we are.
Here,
You're-
let's
you're
switch.
counting
Mine's
down.
You're good. Yeah. Tony, let's switch.
Oh, wait. Oh.
Oh, there's. Oh, here. Okay, no, give me my 1 back. No, you're 1. Give me my 1 back.
Be very careful which finger.
Which one are you
take
giving
no,
him?
no. You've got my 1. I don't know
Take-
why you're putting up 3. but
I take one from you.
no, put my 1 up, and then toss it back to me, and at the same time, I'll toss your 3 back.
All right, cool.
So put your 1 up. That's step 1.
Well, I have to give you the other 2. Here, let's go.
All right,
Ready?
All right, yeah, I'm
What up,
ready.
Alex, what up, Blake?
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay, ready?
I'm ready.
It's like I took mine back.
Oh.
I got 5 now.
All right.
High five, dude.
10.
All right, we got there.
How flat
Ready?
is the Ricky
Ready?
Slammer?
Ready?
Very.
Approximately yay flat.
Well, if you look at it that way,
Well, it does have a thumb track, so not entirely
That is true,
flat.
yeah.
It has a thumb track, but no dome.
yeah, no.
There's no.
Can you imagine that if there was dome that went over the thumb track?
Yeah.
It's like a convertible, and you like stick your thumb in the little.
No, I
or
just
there's
meant
an
like I
awning.
meant there's a thumb track and
Can
then it
you
goes
imagine
and just like basically all the X discs they get produced, how they have that middle dome.
Yes.
Can you imagine an adder with a thumb track?
There it is.
Denise asked if y'all matched on purpose.
Okay, Eric and I did not.
No.
And
AJ
AJ
did.
did.
AJ just happened to have
100%
his
did.
in his office, and
I
so
saw Tony.
It's blue.
I saw Tony
blue
wearing
day.
his today in his office, and I said, "Dude, sick shirt,
so sick.
so sick." And then I
So sick.
ran into Eric in the parking lot.
You did.
Well,
Hopefully not in your
You
guys'
didn't.
cars.
You didn't. You almost did because it was windy.
Did you call
Yeah.
insurance?
well,
Yeah, I've called them enough this week.
you almost ran into me. I was parked when you got there.
I-
But
what?
then
What?
as I was leaving,
Oh, that's right.
we made contact.
Yes, we did.
But anyways, I saw Eric in the parking lot wearing his shirt, which also sick, and I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna match. And then he says, you should go home. on
Gotta
your
do it.
Lunch break and go grab it.
Go match it up.
Gotta
So I
do it,
went-
man.
Yeah,
So to answer your question, kinda.
Right. 33% yes on purpose.
a little bit of both.
What's our favorite driver?
Do we have, are the slammers in retailers yet? The Sockibomb Slammers?
They are not.
Not.
The first release of the prototypes, like you see here on the desk, are all retail release from dynamicdiscs.com on April 19th.
Those are the only ones, right?
Oh my goodness, that's a
So
week.
far that
Yeah.
we've seen
That's 1 week away.
Those
Here?
are the
in the
only.
building.
No.
It is
Oh,
Oh,
1 week to the day.
Ooh.
7
No
days
way.
exactly.
Or
since the
Or
Will Smith Chris Rock slap.
if you're feeling lucky, you can go over to Ricky's Instagram page and he's selling mystery boxes and he has some of these going out. So that's another way you could potentially get one before anybody else.
Yes.
What
yes,
time?
yes.
11, I think?
11
Usually?
a.m.
I
Central
would think so,
Time.
yeah.
CDT.
you can even use them in a tournament before anybody else.
Aside
Maybe?
from probably Rick
they're,
this
they're
weekend.
approved, right?
I think you can.
It's
just,
approved,
It's
yeah.
just Worlds, is what I was told.
This is a major, my friend, coming up.
That's
Yeah.
what I said in the board meeting, and everybody was like, "No, that's just Worlds."
That
So
was
I'm gonna do some digging later.
What
Find
I
out
heard
for
as
sure.
well was that it was just Worlds.
Yeah.
All right.
This
should
isn't
we?
Worlds. This is a make-believe major.
This Champions Cup.
Yeah,
We're
they just
not
pop
even
up out of
live.
nowhere.
We're-
Hang on, I want to see.
Hang on, we got to record this.
Oh,
Can we see, if I do this, can y'all see?
there he is.
What up, Rick?
Hey,
Oh, what up, Rick?
What up, Rick?
What's up?
Let's watch him throw this disc.
First time. We
Is
got a
his
first
first
timer
throw?
here.
That's a disc he's got.
He's
in his
saying
It
hand.
how-
sure is.
How good it is.
Somewhere. Oh,
I'm gonna-
the more you know.
Anheuser,
I'm gonna
I
turn
can't
it.
skip.
Oh, I thought he
It's-
was painting rainbows.
It's
Oh.
gonna. It's gonna.
Now here it is
let's
in
watch.
my left hand.
Okay. Shh.
Oh, there he is.
Oh
okay.
gosh, he
I thought
cranks this on
What if he
Anheuser,
just
doesn't
walked behind
Yes.
the camera just to
Super
throw
crank. Look at this.
Oh
Yoink.
my goodness.
And look at it.
It fought
Oh
out.
my gosh.
That's a justice putter.
Yeah,
Jeez.
close.
And then he. Oh yeah. I guess the next clip
And then
is
he,
him putting.
and then he
with it.
throws another.
That's where it landed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, wow. I would have had to like kick it there.
And that's a 560 foot hole. You said?
Most impressive, Rick. Attaboy, Rick.
Wow, Rick.
Attaboy, Rick.
Yeah, I talked to him today.
Short.
He is super excited about these Saki Slammers. So.
Cool. You talked to me today.
I did talk to you today.
Also super excited for
Okay.
them. So
But he's actually thrown them. Have you?
Nope.
You have not had that opportunity.
I have held it for brief moments.
I have looked at it.
I've been throwing.
I have thrown it, and it is beef.
Yeah?
It is very much beef.
Andy, we will
Beef.
answer that for you during the show in a couple of moments. He wants to know the difference between the Sockibomb Slammer and the culprit. We will get into that here
It's the beef.
momentarily.
Spelling.
What plastic are they? Is it just classic?
It's the Sense plastic, but
Okay.
that we're calling it something different. It's our Supreme plastic is what it
Supreme.
is.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Supreme.
So if you felt any of the Royal Line putters, the Hope, the Faith,
And that is it.
just
dagger,
those two. Okay.
And, well, the dagger too.
And there were some daggers as well.
daggers in
Yeah,
that
it's,
Sense plastic.
it's
Yeah.
that same plastic blend.
Okay. Are you ready to start recording?
Oh my gosh. Blue Sky Discs said like the shirts.
Ah,
You
Nice.
would like the
Nice.
shirts.
nice.
Yeah, we're
We
good
did
to
it for
record
you.
now.
We,
Right.
we all got together,
yeah.
and maybe he didn't hear the first part of the show, but
Probably not.
Dude, Eric, I like the way your glasses match your shirt.
oh yeah,
Just a little tiny accent
right here?
on the glasses.
Okay, we're starting recording in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 22, otherwise known as the Blue episode
the blue episode.
of Understable Minds. My name is Anthony. Eric McCabe sitting
What's
here
up?
right in the middle with the same shirt, so it'll be a
Yeah.
little tough to tell us apart. And then to his
Especially
left,
on audio.
right, to his left is AJ, also in the same shirt. So good luck telling us three apart.
Yeah.
Danny is the man behind the curtain, behind the glass, doing all of the things that make us look and sound as good as we possibly can.
It's
We're
a
gonna-
lot of work, let me tell you.
Right.
Also wearing blue.
It takes
Also
a
wearing
minute.
blue,
Yeah,
a different,
I've got
different blue,
Yeah,
but
a
still
different blue.
blue
different
enough.
vibe, but still blue.
Right.
Slightly different vibe.
We're gonna start off episode 22 with a little game that I've got for you guys. We're gonna have
Oh.
you guys guess the player. I'm gonna give you
Oh, nice.
some facts about a player, and you have to, in your head, guess a player, and then I'll give you a stat you can guess if you want, or you can hear another one for less points.
Oh, I like this.
Are you guys ready?
I am.
I already know that it's not going to be Big Pun because he is not a player.
Okay.
he
So
just crushes a lot.
the first stat,
Right.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah, he's like
lot.
over 500.
I'm just gonna ignore you.
yeah.
The first stat, for full points, I have the lowest OB rate in my division.
I know it.
Nice, dude.
Do you have a name?
I have an answer.
Okay. Lock it in. Eric will have a guess for full credit. AJ, would you also have a guess? You only get one guess. You going to lock your answer in, or do you want to hear another stat for 75% credit?
Oh. Yeah, give me another stat.
Stat number 2. Eric, you can't change
I didn't
your mind.
have an educated
Okay.
guess, by the way, for that
AJ,
first one.
stat number 2. I may not be known for my putting, but I rank 3rd in C1X putting for my division.
Oh.
Okay. Eric's writing his answer down. Danny's no longer behind the curtain, behind the glass. Danny is now back behind the curtain, behind the glass.
Almost saw my face, no.
AJ, stat number 2.
Whoa, he's been in the same building the whole time?
Yeah, he's quick. Stat number 2.
Whoa.
I may not be known for my putting, but I rank 3rd in C1X for my division.
And also lowest OB rate. Man, I got a few different guesses.
You can hear another one for,
I
we'll
love
call it
stats.
50% points. Do you want to hear another
50
stat?
points.
And as these
Percent.
stats go, they
Percent,
should.
not points.
Well, there's 100 points.
Well, I did not say that.
He did not. He said 4. Didn't you tell me I
Four
got 4
points?
points?
I never
Okay,
gave a
so I'm
number.
playing
Oh,
for
I
2
thought he said
points
4
now. If I
points.
Nah, it's just percentages.
2.
You just get 50%.
we just play percentages.
Right.
Okay.
Do you
What's,
want to hear more? As the stats go, they should
Well,
give
are
you
there
a
more
clearer.
questions, or am I just
There's
like,
2 more, apparently.
I have
assume.
three more stats.
And
Okay.
if you get the last one, if you have to go all the way to the end, you don't
But
get
we're
any
all-
points. I get
and
points.
we're only guessing one player.
You only get one player. You get one guess. You're either right or wrong.
Yeah, he's gonna give me so many hints
I know.
that he's gonna basically spell out the player's name.
Do you want me to keep going, or do you have a guess?
DREW. Yeah, give me another stat.
Okay.
I'm losing it.
Stat number 3. My average finish this year is on the podium.
Oh.
Jeez, that's good.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, I've got my answer.
You got your answer? Okay.
I just think I got 0 points on this.
Okay, Eric. Who,
Based off the first one was my.
do you? Okay, so rip your sticky note off. Give AJ the sticky note and Sharpie
Oh, you can see it still.
so that he can write
I
in
can see on your sticky.
his answer. And then when he's
Don't read my
done,
sticky.
I will give you guys the last 2 stats, and we'll see if you still feel confident in your answers. If you're feeling a little bit nervous, in
I
your
already am with
answers.
the podium one.
You're nervous.
Mhm. I'm not nervous. I just think I
Shit,
got it wrong.
You might get 0%.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, AJ has already begun writing. So,
Wouldn't be the first time.
stat number 4. I switched bag sponsors this past off season,
I'm done.
Can you see that?
and the final stat, which
You
this would
switched
probably
bags
give it
on-
away.
I think I got this.
That one and
You
then
probably
this one.
did. I did not.
So good.
I play in the FPO division.
No, I did not.
Did
get
not
this
get it.
one.
Okay.
Well, actually,
Let's
no.
Let's. All right, Eric, you locked in first.
Doubled.
I
Who
did.
was
I
your
said
guess?
Chris Clemens based off of your first
Ah.
OB because he
He had the lowest OB rate.
You fool.
Yes, he did.
2021.
last year. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. That's why I picked Clemens.
Chris Clemens was not the answer. AJ.
Obviously.
And that was the first name I had in mind too.
Yeah.
And that's what I said was I said I don't have an educated guess.
So you were educated on some more stats. Who was your final guess?
My final guess was
Drew Gibson
Drew
is also
Gibson.
obviously wrong. Drew does not also play in FPO.
how's he doing though
So
in
it's-
OB and
so
putting
it's-
though? I feel
Is
like
it Valerie?
The correct answer is Valerie Mondojano.
That
Yes,
would-
sir.
yeah. So I should get
Nice.
like half a point for.
You don't.
Okay.
you got the team right.
Like these points even matter.
They
What is
don't.
this? Whose line
Yeah,
is it
how
anyway?
how many points are there? 100?
I don't mean to
Look at
brag,
that.
but I
Oh,
definitely,
full flight
I, got,
on
I
that.
definitely got it right, guys.
There's percents.
Dang.
I didn't write
my
it down or
gosh.
anything, but that's what I was thinking of. So.
The almost matching shades.
I was thinking of that as soon as he said as soon as he said I play in the FPL.
I
division.
thought as soon as he said a player, I was like, oh, it's Valerie. I
probably
just didn't
Valerie.
say anything about it.
It makes sense.
And so I should get 150%.
Yeah,
You got
sure.
it. You
Yeah.
get you get whatever you want there.
Of
Hey,
course.
thank you. That
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
me
yeah.
feel pretty good.
So yeah, that's
It's like the participation trophy,
Yeah.
but winning.
But 150%. You get someone else's participation trophy on the weekends.
nice.
Fact.
All right, let's move on into the actual show. First and foremost, obviously the biggest news that people are probably wanting to hear about. Sitting
shirt.
on the table in front of us, we don't have matching shirts. We're actually wearing our shirts. Is a prototype Sockibomb Slammer. Eric, you between the three of us have the most experience with this. Just can you give us kind of a brief rundown of it? What is it similar to? What does it fly like, etc.?
Yeah, so I actually did. I put together a small clip on my Instagram. It's kind of more of a teaser because you don't get to see the flight, but it's. I did come out on the weekend and throw. I threw the Socky Slammer, the Culprit, and the Ricky Harps. I wanted
Okay.
to throw all 3 of them side by side to get an idea on stabilities, and all 3 of them do kind of feel similar. Obviously, the Sockibomb Slammer has the thumb track on the top, like the Slammer.
Right.
Initial Slammer did, and the bottom feels very similar to the Harp. It's a little
Okay.
deeper than the Harp, and I think a lot of that comes from the thumb track on the top.
Yeah.
But it does feel great in the hand, and it is 100% overstable. Like,
I have the clip if we want to show that.
sure,
I have it all.
Oh, neat.
yeah,
This is from Ricky's Instagram,
What up, Rick?
where you can also go win one.
yeah.
Right. Ricky is doing a little giveaway.
He yanks that on Anheuser, and it panned out, and the left side of the disc hits the ground first.
Yes.
Right. And that's
So real quick though, that is not the actual clip that he's giving away on. There's another
true.
another reel on his page that he did a video of him giving them away. If you go and purchase a mystery box on his Instagram page, I think is where it is.
That
Or
sounds
maybe it's
right,
his
yeah.
website. I'm not sure. Go there, check it out, figure it out,
he's got the info.
and you can buy one of these, or you may get a Fusion Burst Evader from Texas States, which are sick also.
Yes.
And I think there was one other disc in there too. But anyway, it's very overstable. It was surprisingly more overstable than I thought it was going to be. And the Culprit is overstable.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very.
And it was pretty windy when I was out there throwing it Saturday. And it went relatively straight.
Mm-hmm.
The Culprit did, with some nice predictable fade at the end. The Harp, another step over to the left. And then obviously the Slammer is a whole other realm of overstability.
Jeez.
So it goes in that order as far as stability goes. But for some players, I could see a couple of them bagging 2. But
Kinda work
all
one in.
3, I think, would be overkill if you if you bagged all 3 of those discs. But It kind of depends on what you like. If you like that thumb track and you like very overstable that you can really put a lot of meat behind and not have to worry about it flipping over or fluttering out, that's definitely what you're going to be looking for.
Yeah, and the harp, like you were talking about, the harp and the Sockibomb Slammer feel similar. The Slammer maybe a little bit deeper, and it's got that thumb track where the culprit is. It definitely feels different.
It does.
The flight of the 3 is all going to be kind of in that overstable approach realm, but the feel on the culprit it's a lot more shallow. The rim might be a little bit wider. It might
Probably right,
it feels maybe a little bit more like a suspect, where the Slammer and harp kind of feel like each other.
Yes.
More like a traditional putter that just...
Yeah, I mean, the bottom of it looks like if you put them up next to each other, it looks like a Slammer top harp bottom.
Yeah, the
know,
shape is very much in that realm, for sure.
Oh, shape. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
like we talked about, Ricky's giving some away. Hit up his Instagram at Sockibomb13 for full details and information on how you can potentially get one that way. Or stay tuned.
Wait 1 week.
Yep, to dynamicdiscs.com on April the 19th. We will be releasing some. I don't know how many we have. I think it's relatively limited.
It'll be on the low end of prototypes.
Okay.
But the first runs will follow, and they're pretty special too. There's something special about the first runs as well, but
cool.
But these protos are fantastic.
And those, do we have a date for the first runs?
We do not have
later.
We're still waiting. They're in transit.
Gotcha.
So we're still waiting on those to all be here so we can have them, so.
Perfect. Yeah, so April 19th you can pick up the prototypes. Be sure to do that. I believe it's 11 a.m. Central Time. Do that as quickly as possible, as they will probably go pretty quick. You want to get your order in and not miss out. First run's coming at a to-be-determined later date.
Yes.
But
exciting nonetheless.
Very exciting nonetheless.
It's Ricky's first disc that he's ever been able to officially design.
He's
get a hold of the designer and say, hey, here's what I want. And I love the way the harp feels. I love the way the Slammer has the thumb track on the top. Let's see what we can do. And he, as per usual, Thomas killed it. So
right, yeah, did exactly what Ricky was asking for.
Yeah.
Like you said, kind of built to his specifications. For 19, Danny. But yes, 11 a.m. Central Time.
Nobody screenshotted that?
Nope. Should we move on to the past? We talked about the future. Let's jump to the past.
Oh, gonna go back.
This past weekend, there was the Open at Tallahassee. I guess it was Open at Tallahassee.
Yeah, I don't think they called it the Open though, like the Open at Tallahassee. But it was,
Okay. The winners.
The Tallahassee.
This was a Pro Tour Silver Series, so not full, completely stacked fields, but the way that the sport has grown,
still good
Silver
fields.
Series still have unbelievable fields.
Oh, yeah.
Albert Tom took it down in the MPO division, and Stacy Haas, I believe it is Haas, took it down in the FPO division. Both of them were obviously well-deserving, nothing like that, but if you were to go into the weekend, those would not have been the favorites. Those would not have been the odds. The odds would not have been in their favor to take it down. So I thought it was really interesting that we had, kind of an upset, so to speak, on both sides. It wasn't like one person kind of ran away with it on the FPO side, and then on the MPO side there was an upset. Do you guys think that that's going to happen more often? That there will be kind of less of the Paul, Ricky, Eagle, Calvins in MPO and less of the Katrina, Page.
Absolutely on the Silver Series side of things.
Well,
sure.
Yeah.
But,
sure. Well, yeah, it's hard for them to win if they're not there.
Well, according to my predictions, yes. Because I did predict there'd be 2 new MPO winners this year.
Albert's definitely won.
Yep.
On the Elite Series?
On the Elite Series, that was what I believe mine.
Does a Silver Series count?
It's not an Elite Series
think
event.
It does.
I think it's just Silver Series. So.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we'll see more and more of that as soon as people start to get, more comfortable with their games and more comfortable playing these bigger events and getting a little bit more relaxed. Like we almost had it at the first event of the year. I mean, Gannon was 1 putt away from being 1 down. I mean, that's. So I definitely think we're going to see more and more of that throughout this season.
Yeah, I think it's exciting.
Yeah. I think that we are going to, on the Elite Series for the rest of the year, we are going to see the typical names. On the MPO side. You've got your top 5 that's been that way for a couple of years. Paul, Ricky, Eagle, Calvin, and Dickerson.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got like a few other guys.
Where's Eagle at now, too, is the other question. Like, how is...
Well, he's in Georgia right now.
Is he? Okay.
He'll be playing.
Good deal.
And so I just think that we're going to see those 5. Those 5 will be in the top 10. But then the other 5, I think we'll see, more people fill out that second.
So are you predicting right now that the 5 people you just mentioned are going to be in the top 5 at every single Elite Series event?
No.
Because that was kind of
no.
the
I think I
question.
said top. What?
We weren't talking about top 10. We were talking about winners.
Right.
So
Oh,
what
okay.
are your thoughts on that? Do you
Well,
think we're going to see more and more players in contention? Because
Yeah.
a lot of these events, 6th place going into the final day is in contention.
True.
So
I mean, yeah, in the winner's circle or on the podium. No, I mean, yeah, I keep expanding it.
yeah, you do.
Because it's real. It's
you do.
It's like it's really difficult to pick winners.
Well, we're not saying like pick a winner. The question just was,
Well, yeah,
are
you
we
are.
going to see new players? And you keep going back to the same 5, which is great
and
because those 5 are fantastic.
My point was going to be that of the top 10, we'll have those 5 names somewhere in the top 10, and then the other 5 that make up that top 10 we're gonna see a lot more diversity
Variety,
than we've
yeah.
seen
Sure.
in the past few 5 years or so. Because in the past 5 years, it's really been that top 10 is kind of set, and you can almost pick them. But now over the since the COVID shutdown and beyond, it seems like we've had more second tier players, or we've had
Stepping up.
more players make it to that level as well.
Right. And I think
So-
it's just because
Right.
it's kind of due to everyone is just getting better. Right. So the difference between the elite
Right.
tier 1 players, the top 5 that you were talking about, the difference between those people and then a second tier quote unquote player, that gap is shrinking.
It is.
Right? Like the top players are getting better, but there's so many more people that are in that tier 2. That ceiling and that barrier kind of just keeps getting pushed and is kind of encroaching on those top 5. Like a lot of times I've seen people talk about a top 4 and they don't include Dickerson in there.
Yeah.
Right? And like the dude's top 5 in the world for sure. But like it's just the way that the sport is growing and
And
the
we're not-
talent pool
yeah.
is increasing. It's kind of like it's almost like the mob is starting to engulf those people.
Yeah.
Where it might be like I don't know how accurate this would be to say, but like the PGA has a number 1 rated golfer, but it doesn't seem, in my very limited golf watching experience, it doesn't seem like the number 1 golfer is a runaway number 1. Not anymore, right? When Tiger was number 1, he was number 1 for a decade or whatever.
And
But
if you watched this past week,
right. Scotty Scheffler,
Scotty was making putts from everywhere.
right? But
It was crazy.
it's a lot. There's a lot more parity at the top level,
Yes.
and it kind of seems like we're close to that, or
Right.
getting closer to that. We're kind of getting more of that, both on the MPO and the FPO side, right? I'm
Yeah,
sure
for sure.
Stacey Haas is a name that's new to the overwhelming majority of the disc golf world. People might know Albert from his bazooka thing or from European Open, or just when they look up who are the top European players, he's up there. So they might be a little bit more familiar with him. And yeah, I think it's just kind of a testament to that.
For sure.
Let's
It's just hard. I just don't like to pick the winner.
sure.
I don't
Right.
know. Or I don't like to speculate too much on that because there's just more
Yeah,
chance.
that's
for,
fine, but that was the
Well,
question.
of course there yeah.
So, I mean,
there were
it's
106
fine. You don't want to answer the question.
Right. There was 116 people that played in the open division. Only one of them wins,
Right.
where 9 more of them finished inside the top 10. So it was really interesting to see Albert won wire to wire.
He killed it first round.
The first 2 rounds
Yeah.
were incredible. He shot a 1080 and then a 1054. Obviously had the hot round 1, hot round 2. Round 3 he shot a 999.
Oh, bummer.
Didn't even break the 1,000 rating barrier. still held on to win by 2. Matteo made a huge move, shooting a 52. Double G had the hot round of a 51, but Matteo jumped up, I forget how many spots, I think like 8 spots to come in second place.
There's a lot that goes into that final round, though. There's a lot of decisions that are being made when you have a lead like that, to where you can't look at that last round and be like, oh, well, he played like garbage.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, was for you guys. Albert shot a 2 down, which wasn't bad, but would not, if he did that over 3 rounds, it's not enough to win or come close. He finished the event at 20 under par.
Yep.
If he were at 6, he wouldn't be remotely close to that. But in the last third of the course, so from hole 12 to hole 18, he finished even par. He birdied hole 12, parred 13, 14, 15, 16, bogeyed 18 and bogeyed 17, parred 18. Do you guys think that? I guess what do you think the breakdown of nerves impacting him and kind of hampering his performance, or do you think it was more of the fact like I know I've got at this point he had, what would it be, probably like 6 strokes on Matteo, 5 or 6 strokes, and just kind of like, okay, put it in the fairway, put it in the fairway, put it in the fairway. Just don't lose the tournament.
Right. It's tough to change your game plan.
Yeah.
It's I know a lot of players will just stick to that aggressive game plan, but I mean, playing extra conservative that final round, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'll take the W over whatever the rating is any day.
100%.
So
yeah,
and winning nowadays is pretty legit. I mean, it's
tough. It's only getting harder.
Exactly. Even at these Silver Series events. So, that last round, especially the back 9, is very ultra conservative. Like, be aggressive when you can safely be aggressive, but if there's an island hole and you have an opportunity to lay up and save strokes and you're not feeling confident about that shot, by all means, lay it up.
Yeah. Is that about when you, and I guess I'll ask you the same thing, AJ, is that when you would kind of start to shift into that mindset, is like the back 9 of the final round?
Typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least start looking at that and
yeah,
thinking
because
about
you'll know 3, 4, 5 holes into that final round where you're at and if it's going to be a battle or if you're going to be able to put it on cruise control.
Yeah. Same for you, AJ?
What was the exact question?
When you're leading in the final round of an event, when do you start to kind of change your game plan from I need to come out and shoot as good as I can to like just keep it in the fairways, put myself in spots where I'm not going to get in trouble, don't lose the tournament, rather than I need to go out and attack and win this thing? It's already like, all right, I've got the win pretty much secured, just don't fumble it.
Right. Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. I mean, I think everybody's different, but I think when you say game plan, that's a big part of it. Because when you get to that really specific instance, that situation where one is in the lead at a big event, and especially if it's multiple rounds, multiple days, there's just that the pressure and the context of the situation that builds. Now, of course, all the one can formulate a routine to kind of battle those effects,
right?
But that's just the nature of that beast. That final round Elite Series event on the lead card is the pressure and the context of not only the whole week but probably the whole season builds up to that point. And it's going to be different, the amount of pressure or the relative amount of pressure that each of those players feels in that situation is going to be different based upon how many times they've been there, if it's the first event of the season, the 20th event of the season, whatever. But that pressure comes in, and that's subjective pressure, whereas objective pressure is, can I throw the disc straight? And like what you said, can I just not fumble it? And that's the pressure of one's own objective skill, and then subjective skill is that game plan, and so it's trying to balance that. And I think that again, when you pressurize the situation, you put all that context in, it becomes more difficult to balance. You're, instead of standing on a mountaintop, you're now standing on a footstool.
Yeah.
And so then when it comes time to execute that game plan, now there's different levels of complexity to each and every shot that goes into that game plan. Some shots on a certain course are just as easy as a pitch hyzer,
Right.
2/3 swing pitch hyzer with, something like a slow approach disc. That's going to be pretty easy because those players have done that in the field, on the course,
Right.
every which way. They've just tossed the disc. So there's less subjective knowledge that goes into that. But then when you get into like an island hole, like you said, and you raise the speed of the disc and what we know to be that variability, then it's like you really start to feel the wobble in that footstool that I mentioned. So sometimes I'll say that it's easier in the first rounds of an event to crank up the intensity that it takes to throw those difficult shots. Whereas at the end of the event, again, with all that context coming in, it's pretty difficult to turn up the intensity and remain consistent and accurate and in control. But players have done it time and time again, and that's really why they deserve those big money contracts.
Right.
It's something that you can't really put into, I kind of put it into words, but it's hard to
Kinda.
measure it.
Kinda.
I tried my best. I really did.
So we've got a question
So.
from the chat here, and this is a little bit more of maybe an outdated question. It's kind of something that the game is moving away from. But Matt asks,
2 meter rule.
Yeah. Matt asks,
How
would you guys
dare you.
change your game plan for events that had a final 9? Would you change your game plan going into the final 9?
If the layout is different in
So
the final 9 than
yeah.
it is in the regular tournament course.
and a lot of times it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of times it is.
That is an old school question though.
It is.
Right.
And luckily we're both old school players.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys are
I did
old.
not change my game plan at Worlds, and I had a 3-stroke lead going into the final 9
Yeah, I feel
and
like
won by 5. So I did not change
Okay.
my game plan. I stayed aggressive because that's what was working for me at the time. Granted, the course that we were playing didn't have a lot of trouble on it, so I was able to stay aggressive and run putts. There wasn't a lot of OB like today's courses. You see a lot of more out of bounds or challenges in that regard, and
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of that then. It was tight lines you had to hit, but I just wanted to stick to my personal game plan,
Yep.
and I did so.
AJ, you're
I
over
did.
there.
I did this because I have an example when I made
Hit me with
I
it.
made the finals at an event, and the one you just mentioned, the 2010 World Championships. Those holes that you played in that final 9 were all holes that you had played during the tournament, right?
No, incorrect.
Oh.
Half of them were.
Was it the same Safari layout they used in
Oh.
2012?
I don't think so because I think they changed the course.
Okay.
There was like 3 holes that were the same, or 4, and then 3 or 4 that were Safari holes.
Oh, okay.
Something
Okay.
like that, like 4 and 5 or something like that.
Okay, well then that's going to be pretty similar to the experience that I'm thinking of. I want to say it was 2015 Greater Hartford Open in Connecticut, and I made the finals, and we played a finals layout. I think it might have been either 5 or 7 holes, but it was it was really long. It was close to
Sure.
I don't know how many feet, but super long holes that we didn't play during the event.
Yeah.
And so I blended those two kind of game plans of subjective of, okay, I'm going to throw this disc this many feet into this fairway. I blended that kind of game plan with the objective game plan with my own aggressiveness, I guess it is,
Aggressiveness.
on the course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kept
Off
my,
the course.
I stayed aggressive when I knew that I could.
Yeah.
When I knew, like, in myself.
When there was no super troubles or anything like that, or you were confident in the shot.
I think it was, I think what ended up taking over was that it was that positive quality. It was the confidence in the shot, and then also recognizing that, well, I've never practiced this,
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's kind of like a beginner's luck, kind of like fearless approach. That's what
Right.
I'm remembering as well. It's like, I don't have anything to be afraid of because I've never thrown this uphill this 400-foot uphill island shot, but I've got this disc in my hand that I've been throwing all week, or all year, and I've been crushing it,
Yep.
and I know,
And I'm confident with it.
yes.
Yes.
And so it was like, okay, well, I know that I'm good, and I know I'm feeling it today, so I'm just going to put this up there, and it's and so it's just like this kind of intrinsic nature that I think that takes over.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's
So
but to
Bring back Final Nines.
change,
I love it.
yeah, please.
I love it. As a spectator, I love it.
Yeah.
It's so I don't know how many times the lead in the tournament has actually changed in those final nines, but like if I were a player being able to play when there is literally nothing else going on and everyone, it feels like you would get that whole 18 environment of like you're putting on hole 18 and everybody's watching.
Yeah.
You'd get that for 9 holes, and I loved watching.
Absolutely. And especially if you're in 4th place going into that final 9
Oh,
and only a
yeah.
couple strokes back,
Just go for it.
you are super
Who
aggressive.
cares?
Right.
Run everything.
Yeah, when it's
Everything.
like that, like you've made it, and
I'm
the
not
worst you
dropping
can get is
any-
4.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's
Right.
like definitely tip the scales
Yes.
towards
Yes.
that objective
Yeah.
Right.
confidence.
Right.
Like, just just give me the ball.
Yeah.
I don't care who's trying to tackle me.
Right. So huge congratulations to Albert and Stacy on their wins. Both of them first-time winners on the Pro Tour. Congratulations to them. Job well done.
Yeah, Albert was the first European male to win on the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
That's not true.
That's what they said.
That's what-
Statmanda
Oh,
said, and then
Simon
Paul.
They
won.
put out a correction. Yeah, Simon won.
He won the Memorial.
He won the
He won
Memorial
the-
and he won
the
2015
GBO.
Ledgestone.
He also won GBO. I know that was an
That was-
NT, but
Right,
still,
that was
it's
before. Right, yeah. His
Okay.
Pro Tour win was at Memorial,
Yep.
and then his most recent National Tour win was 2015 Ledgestone.
Got it.
Yes.
But then wasn't. What
First
year
of the
did he win
year.
GBO?
2014.
The year before that, then. Okay. Either way,
Because
I know he won it.
did he win it before Cam Todd?
Yeah.
Because I think
I
those two
don't
went
know.
13-14.
13, 14. Okay.
Because those were the years that I was here playing.
Could be.
Yeah. Okay. Before we move on to Champions Cup this coming weekend's major, AJ Risley,
Major.
it's your turn for the Player of the Week, the Understable Minds Player of the Week. This is worth as much prestige, if not more, than the points for our Guess Our Player game at the beginning of the
Oh,
show.
okay.
So please let them know who it is that you're picking as the Player of the Week. The reward is already on the way, but let the people know who it is that you've chosen.
Okay. Stacy Haas. Segment over.
Reasoning, rewind 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. Stacy, yeah. Stacy. Okay. Yeah, I originally wrote down 2 players, both the winners that you just mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
Albert and Stacy, winners of the Open at Tallahassee in the 2 professional divisions. And I did a little breakdown, a little compare and contrast, and I gave it to, well, let's see. Albert was first in greens and regulations, both circle 1 and 2. Pretty impressive
Cool.
for the whole event. First in birdies as well, so his putts were on. Stacy, also first in birdies in her division. First in scrambles, first in bounce backs, first in fairways hit, first in strokes gained total.
So basically, what was she not first in?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the only thing she wasn't first in was bogey percentage, probably.
Well, she was
Is that a
first
stat?
in bounce back, so she did have some bogeys. But I think it was, I mean, putting. I think she got beat on the putting green
Okay.
by a slight margin. Slight margin.
And she's very impressive on the putting green as well.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Did you watched a bit of
I
the
watched a little
coverage?
bit on Sunday, I believe it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
I believe it. But I gave Stacy the edge over Albert. Albert, like you said, had a hot round 1 and round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Close to, but he wasn't close to going hot round each round. To me, I feel like that is a pretty good mark.
That would
to
have been
hit.
enough to bump him up past Stacy for
I would have definitely given him the player of the week. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
All right.
But Stacy was only
good to know.
Stacy had hot round, first round, and final round.
But not middle round.
Middle
so by
round, she
your
was-
standards.
She was 2 strokes off.
But when you weight it, the final round matters more, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is
I
that-
mean,
okay.
well, not
she
only
had a
was
better
the,
final round. She shot 7 down. Albert only shot 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Albert was in the lead. She was in second going into the final round. Had to
Yep.
jump somebody.
All of those things.
Okay.
Right.
All of them.
All of those
I'm
things.
with you. I'm with you.
No, I'm in
Stacey,
agreement.
great. Yeah, great.
Either one of them would have been great picks this week.
So who are you picking for next week?
Who am I going to nominate?
Who are you nominating for next week's super official, highly coveted nominator? Is it really nominating if there's not
Nominee?
there's
It's not
only
really-
one person that gets chosen?
right? Yeah.
Well, let's see. We
suppose.
got Champions Cup. I'll also shout out Player of the Week to Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
You have
super
to.
impressive. I think that was wire to wire, wasn't it? Did he? No, he didn't have the
not-
hot
not-
first round.
Not
Yeah.
the first.
But
yeah.
he
has not been playing golf very long, which is even more impressive.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have been a good one to pick. He's won what, like 4 of his last 6 events or something insane. Yeah.
He good.
Yeah.
So he won.
Pretty impressive. But I'll nominate you.
This
Tony.
guy?
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
I want to see what who
I'm gonna
your
break
pick is
some
after
rules.
the Champions Cup.
Again. Probably someone that has nothing to do with disc golf.
Can we do that? Can we do
Yeah.
like a
How about this?
player of the week that's the
Okay.
non-winner?
If you are nominated to pick the player of the week, AJ, as long as you have a valid reason for picking them, go for it.
Well,
I've picked the whole Jomez staff before. I've picked NFL players before.
oh, okay.
I've only picked one person, and it was Johnny McRae.
The closest thing that I've picked to, I think, an actual disc golfer was Terry Miller, when there was just like a lull in coverage and he was out at
yeah.
Shelly
He's in-
Sharp or something.
So
like
what
that.
I'm gathering is Danny and I are just here. Why these
Yeah.
two just pick each
We just
other?
pass- Pass it back.
I've picked
That's
Johnny
cool.
McRae and then Chandler Fry.
Yeah.
EMAC, you have picked Johnny
picked me?
McRae
Who
and
nominated me
Valerie
last week?
Mandujano.
Yeah.
That was on episode 19 and a half.
Danny had it last week.
I did, yeah. I picked
There you
Chandler
Oh,
Fry.
and then he
picked you.
nominated me. Oh, boy.
I see how it is.
Awkward. So now I'm nominating
Now
Tony.
you're nominating
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
great,
Wait.
cool.
It's because our shirts match.
Great. Good.
That's probably
Yeah.
what it was.
Well,
All right.
and what I'm saying is, can I?
Cool.
Can
All
I
right,
now?
cool. Sounds
Good talk.
Can
Yeah.
I now
Yeah,
nominate
nice.
you to pick someone who doesn't win?
No.
Doesn't win. He might not pick a winner.
I can-
You don't have to be a
Yeah.
winner.
It's a pretty safe bet I won't pick a winner.
Okay.
The way I've been
Cool.
picking people.
Then
Yeah.
I'm really content
All
with
right.
my nomination.
Cool. Let's move on to Champions
Facts.
Cup, the upcoming major that takes place this weekend in Georgia at the
Georgia.
IDGC. This is a new major, but it's not a new course. This is a course that people that have been around the game for a little while are at least going to be somewhat familiar with. They hosted the
11
18.
PDGA Championship
18
Worlds.
It was either 18 or 19.
It was 17.
Okay. Was
no.
Yeah, 18 was Vermont. 19 was not
You're right.
Vermont. 19 was Illinois.
19 was, yes, you're right. Yeah, 2017 Worlds. It was at W.R. Jackson and Fort
Yeah.
something?
Fort Gordon.
Fort Gordon.
Fort Gordon,
Yes.
Which was it was a good course. I liked it.
Yeah.
W.R. Jackson is the only course they're playing for Champions Cup.
W.R. Jackson is the only course.
It's it. The rest have been pulled.
It's
Sorry about
it
your
is
home
something
course.
special.
Okay, talk to me about the course then.
I can't wait to watch.
A lot of trees.
Lots of trees.
A lot of trees. It's a mostly wooded course. It's a John Houck design.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting something pretty well thought out. Long fairways, lots of par fives.
Very scenic. I feel like a lot of the holes are kind of like I don't mean 2-shot holes as in like a par 4. It's kind of like a 2 fairway hole of like you can
Yes.
throw backhand hyzer or you can throw backhand turnover, and there's kind of a left side and a right side, and it kind of gives you options. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's
Wait, I'll
that's
interrupt you
that's definitely a trademark of a John Houck designed course.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of corners to be turned in the same hole.
Yes.
I think
Landing zones.
that for sure. Yeah.
A lot of landing zones.
Yeah, a lot of landing zones that aren't always going to be in the furthest spot that one could travel down the fairway.
Yes.
So there's just a lot for the player to think about. I think the location, it's right that the course is right off of a lake in those Georgia pines. Pretty sure they're pines. And so there's, it's pretty densely wooded, but there's also a lot of elevation change being pretty close to a body of water.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a great combination, woods and elevation.
Yeah.
And then
It'd be interesting to see how spectators work on as wooded as this course is.
For sure. Yeah, that will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see. I mean, based off of the coverage that that we will be able to watch, yeah, I wouldn't imagine seeing spectators on every hole,
Right.
or even like in the fairway, but just maybe up near the basket on 6 or 9 holes.
Yeah, they've obviously, like we were talking about, they've hosted big events before. They've had spectators there. So there has to be some sort of way to...
But they haven't hosted a big event since the spectator boom happened.
Right. It'll be interesting to see. I wonder if... I haven't seen if they're limiting the number of people
haven't
or if
seen
they're just
anything on
limiting
it either.
where... like I remember at Texas State's, there was a section of the course that... I think it was like a VIP spectator pass would get you into that was kind of... You could, if you're a
What we're
regular
doing for
spectator...
Dynamite just open too, for Jones.
Right. Yeah. So ours, because we had 2 different courses,
Mm-hmm.
but I wonder for this if they're doing the similar thing where you can get to the first few holes and then you catch back up on hole 10 or whatever.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what they did
you're
in
probably
Texas.
right.
Hey guys, real quick, I was just looking up stats
Danny.
and I found
So-
this grip 6. You guys want to help me do my grip 6 picks real quick?
Grip 6, pick
Sure.
6.
Let's go for it.
So it's you get 6 total players. 6 picks can be a combination of MPO and FPO players. You get a point for each stroke that each player finishes behind the winner of their division, and it's like golf where points are bad.
And there's no ratings.
There's no like
cap.
salary cap
yeah,
or anything.
nothing. It's just pick 6.
But it's 2 FPOs, correct? Or is it
Your picks
3?
can be a combination of MPO and FPO players.
MPO
So, so it
and
could be
FPO.
6 of one,
Yeah.
none of the other.
Half dozen
Yeah.
of the other, if you will.
Do we want
So-
to throw a stipulation that there has to be 2 FPOs?
I think you should do 2
I'm
FPO
trying to win a
players.
belt, man.
Trying to
What
win
if
a
the-
belt,
what if you
so
get
that
FPO
means
first and
all
second?
6 FPO. If you pick the top 6 in FPO, do you think what
That's
do you
worth
think's
a
more
belt.
difficult to do? Picking the top 6 in MPO or FPO?
I would say
Order
MPO
doesn't matter.
just
MPO.
based on field size.
Yeah.
There's just more people in the MPO division.
So it's more difficult.
Yes.
So let's win a belt.
Let's get
Pick
Danny
6
that belt.
FPO players.
Well,
All
okay,
right,
let's...
Who do we want to start with then?
All right, I'd rather just banter. Sorry.
I think it's...
You got to pick Rick.
I was going
go.
to say, I feel like it's a
Hey,
safe
let's go,
bet
Rick.
to pick Ricky. He won in Texas,
He
skipped the
won
Silver Series.
this event last time it was there.
Right.
The major, at least, not the Worlds, but the major that was here. He won that.
Like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably
when he was putting with
stoked.
daggers. I think it was because I remember seeing a video of him putting with a dagger there.
So we've come full circle.
Pretty sure.
All right.
17 worlds.
So Ricky's locked.
Yeah, he
I
didn't.
feel like
Did he win that one?
Chris Dickerson is
Yeah,
a
he won six.
great
He did,
choice.
Yes.
Dickerson was another name that
So he's
came to
won
my mind.
both
Just because he's
because he won the
so
major
good
with
in the
Texas.
woods.
Yes, and yeah, I like Dickerson a lot as a pick.
Do we like Matty O?
I love Matty.
I
O.
like Matty O as a
I
pick
sure do
too.
like
Oh, you're
Matty
saying
O.
for a pick?
Yeah.
Matthew.
Just
Because
kidding.
like
Of course.
his game is very much in the woods, but I
Yeah.
feel like he's not. I don't know, just because he hasn't won recently. So I think
I mean,
if we're
he just
trying to
came in
pick
second.
winners, I don't know.
They all can't win.
That is
Calvin.
true.
Pick
You
Calvin.
think Vinny?
He won the.
Nah.
He won 2018 Hall of Fame Classic.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It was at that course. It was played on that course. And
The
if you think-
exact course.
I think so. Well, they might have
They
made some
played it,
changes.
yeah.
Was that when he went to a playoff with Adam?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Was that, maybe that was 19 then,
2018. Yeah, he didn't
18
win.
sounds right.
but it's not
It's
because
not 2018.
Barsby was trying to. Barsby almost won Worlds, and then
Yeah,
won
he
the
won
Hall of Fame
2019
Classic
though.
like 2
Okay.
weeks after, which would have been crazy, but he didn't. Macbeth got him by 1.
Wow.
That was 2018. 2019, yeah, Calvin and Hamas went
Yeah.
to a playoff. And I say Calvin because I'm thinking, okay, who's got Woods game, but then also this is a 10,000-foot course. Who's got both? Who's got distance in the woods? It's Calvin.
Calvin definitely has that.
Do we like Eagle here?
It's scary.
Not if I'm trying to win a belt for my boy Danny.
First one, yeah, his
Sorry,
first event
Eagle.
back. I mean,
And he's probably not leaning on forehand still. So
Yeah.
And he
I-
just flew in, so his arms are probably pretty tired.
Yeah.
a lot of flaps to get there from Colorado.
Sorry.
Do we pick Adam then? Because he was up there in 2019.
No,
Adam hasn't
he's not.
performed
He's not
this year.
feeling
He
it
hasn't
yet
been
this
up there
year. I
this
read his
year.
Instagram post.
Oh, he said he's not feeling it.
No, but he said it's slow start to the year, but I'll
Ah.
pick it up.
I do have one.
So he is going to pick it up.
He's gonna pick it up, but not this week.
Oh,
Is that what he
ouch.
said? I'll get there, but after
He
Champions
put it
Cup.
down at some point. He will go pick it
Did
up.
you pick Macbeth?
I did, yes.
Okay,
Smart.
What about an FPO player?
right.
So that's 5.
I really think, I really like Kristen for this.
I was going to say that too, yeah.
I think Kristen is a great pick for this event.
For the Woods?
Yeah, because I feel like she's got the distance, maybe not the most distance in the FPO division, but she's up there. She's got a great Woods game. She can throw sidearms. Like,
Yes.
I think
She can putt.
Is she is there, right?
she is registered.
She better
Okay,
be.
when I go, that's my first
better
time
be.
doing this. When I click Save My Picks, it says how many total strokes under par will the MPO and FPO championship or champions score?
Combined?
Yes.
Combined, yes. I figure 4 rounds, MPO is probably going to be 40 under par for most events.
I don't think. I
That
don't
would
know.
be sick.
40 is.
I would love that highlight reel.
This is 4 rounds.
10 under each round on
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
That's a
You think that's too much?
Well, what was it when
Need to
Calvin
change
and
it.
Adam, that was the most recent time they played there? 2019?
yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
That
was
was
the winning score?
3 rounds. The
He
winning
was
score
6
was
over.
25.
Oh.
25 under.
25 under. So
For how
they're
many rounds
averaging
did
like
you say?
8 and a
3.
third.
3.
So 8 times.
I think
4.
46 is a good number.
For both?
Yeah.
So what do you think the split will be then, MPO and FPO?
Does that matter?
No, I'm just
Alright.
curious.
Like 37 and 9.
Yeah. I like that number. I
Not
like those
30 and
numbers.
16.
Okay.
Okay.
Saved, submitted. We have for my
Signed,
grip
sealed,
6,
delivered.
Ricky Wysocki. I'll tell you. I'll share the belt. We'll call it the Understable Minds pick 6.
There we go.
There's Ricky Wysocki, Chris Dickerson, Matty O, Calvin Heimberg, Paul Macbeth, and Kristen Starr. Thanks, guys.
Also, everybody, be sure to update your fantasy lineups. Note to Anthony editing this in the future. Make sure you
Uh-oh.
have a full lineup, bud, for the first time this year.
What happened last week? I
Hey,
haven't looked.
It was a silver series.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nothing's
luckily we've
happened
had
yet.
2 weeks off, but man,
I've just
I
been
think that you
soaking.
and I blew it at Texas.
Oh, I've every single event so far. I have
Blew it.
blew myself.
I think I did pretty well. I think I'm
Yeah,
I
you're
bet you
8
yeah,
and
you're,
1.
you're
8
still,
and 1. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
You're still
you guys
winning
should've
the whole
picked-
thing. You're
you
not
guys should've-
undefeated.
You guys should have picked.
I won
good
in
players.
Texas.
Yeah, Danny. Wait, what?
I'm 8 and 1.
You're overall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
so you've got
I'll
2
take
first
it.
place and 1 second place in 3 weeks fourth.
Okay.
I think I've got a bunch of fourth places.
Yeah. I think you got a 5th in
yeah,
there
you,
somewhere.
you got 2
There's only
fourth
4 of
places
us.
and an extra 4th place.
Anthony actually got 3rd in Texas.
Hey. Oh, that's right. I got 4th.
We got Vinny though.
That's right.
Oh, but Chandler
That's
and Ben Calloway
right.
let you down.
Oh man.
They kind of did, but that's okay because I got to see both of them in person.
Hey,
Yeah.
AJ.
Good
hey,
dudes.
Tony.
You know
Daniel says on my pick 6, I picked too many dudes.
That's what I said. I said you got to pick at least a couple FPOs.
You sh-
do we want to go 4 and 2?
That's what I would do. I would go
Mop the
4 and
Who's
Who
2.
would you
all
drop of
copyright
the
claim.
of the dudes then?
Who were your
I would
4?
probably drop either Dickerson or
So we've got Ricky, Dickerson, Matteo, Calvin, and Macbeth.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to drop any of those.
It's probably
it's probably the top. It's probably Dickerson or Matteo.
yeah. But who do you drop him for?
What if it was Macbeth? What if it's just like
It
he's
very
going
well
for
could
the
be.
win and he doesn't win, so he ends up finishing like 10th. And then
It's entirely possible.
so maybe
who
we should drop
FPO
Macbeth.
wise,
yes,
I would say
Paige,
Cat
Val,
to DGA
Sarah
event.
Hokum.
I would say
Hokum
Cat.
could be a
good
Hokum's a
Hokum.
good pick in the woods with the forehand.
Own could have a good weekend. I feel like she's kind of in the fairway.
I heard
makes
she's
her
been
putts.
owning
Or-
lately.
Oh,
Actually, who's been owning lately apparently is Valerie Mandahanu, who is averaging.
a second place finish this year.
So
Right. Yes.
I would say Val for me. would
Okay.
be my pick.
Yeah. that's
Drop
a good pick.
Dickerson, pick up Val.
I think it's between Kat and Val for me.
Yeah.
My only hesitancy with Val is that we
Okay.
haven't. I guess Waco. Shut up, Anthony.
She
I
won.
was gonna say we haven't seen her on like a wooded stretch yet, except for the one time that she won. So don't listen to this guy. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Drop Dickerson, add Val.
Wysocki, Matteo, Calvin Heimberg, Macbeth, Kristen Tatar, Valerie Mandahano.
That's a pretty good.
It's
pretty good
interesting
squad right
not
there.
having the salary cap.
Yes.
like skip ace normal
Mhm.
picks, you have like that
Mhm.
salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
This is different. I like it.
Dude, I don't know. I think Dickerson might.
He might.
He might.
I
Well,
hope
then
he does.
put him on
Just
your
might.
pick 6 there, bruh.
Yeah.
Well, you're trying to
And I'll
steal my
just-
belt?
Get your own belt, guy.
I thought it was our belt.
So oh, that's true.
All right.
That's why I
Let's-
have Dickerson on my fantasy team.
That has nothing to do with a belt.
It
There are
does
no
because I
there are no
don't
belts
because
involved.
I'm ready for him to not be there so he can perform for me.
Oh, this is like
Oh,
this is one of these.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Eric's not actually on our side, guys.
Calvin,
No, I'm actually
notice
not.
how I left you in the grip 6, pick 6.
Eagle,
You got this.
I
bud.
take back everything I said about
Yeah,
it's the
because
first time
all
he's
of these
played an
players
event
are
in a while.
actually give.
Well, they're
I
listening.
saw
They're
Eagle in the
listening
chat
right now.
earlier.
Yes,
Sure.
Eagle's in the chat.
Uh huh.
All right, let's move
Mm-hmm.
on to
I'll bet.
building
Calvin's in the chat.
our golfer.
Chris left the chat.
Ah.
Last
because-
week, okay, we're going to move on to building our golfer. Last week, we built a prototypical, AJ alluded to it earlier, as a mecha golfer, and we used only MPO players, and we did it together. But this time, you guys had the assignment, the homework, to build your own player using only FPO players. But the stipulation is that you can't take someone from an already represented sponsor. So to use Dynamic Discs team as an example, if you want to pick Valerie Mondahano, you cannot also then pick Kona Panis. The categories that we've got are the same. We've got
shoot, damn.
backhand, forehand, circle 1 putting, circle 2 putting, mentality, and then just kind of overall style, whether that be flair on the course, your shot selection, your outfits, anything like that.
Your putt celebration.
Your celebrations, absolutely. Do we
just-
want to go? Do we want to hear like one person's full player, or do we want to go everybody's backhand, hear everybody's forehand? I think we
I like
go
that. I like that.
That okay.
I like that.
All right. I will start
You start it up.
as the one making the rules. I will start, and I will give my backhand pick, which was
Man,
Miss Evelina Salonen.
Oh, that's a
I
good
took
pick.
Evelina. I think she has, in looking at the UDisc stats, she is at or near the top in most all of the driving categories. She is predominantly a backhand player. I think she has one of the better backhands in the FPO division. I think it was a great start to my mecha
Evelina's a good pick.
golfer. Eric, who is your backhand pick?
I went for distance on
Okay.
my backhand.
Oh,
Is what I decided. So I went with Ella Hansen.
Okay.
'Cause
nice.
she smashes.
She definitely
she throws
does.
the disc very, very far and effortless.
Yes.
So that's that's a disc mania player for
Mm-hmm.
me. So
AJ?
Well, got my notes.
Oh, yeah.
I got my notes here. Also, you said the word homework, and I'm kind of triggered.
Okay.
But I've got my notes here.
This was
I'll fight through.
your take-home assignment for the
I
last
didn't
week.
hear the word homework.
He's definitely said it.
Eric doesn't listen in school.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, AJ, backhand, who you got?
Well, I wrote down 4 names.
Well, you only get one. Dude.
Come on, do you ever follow rules, bro? Who's going to win the tournament? Well, I'll tell you who's getting the top 10.
Yeah.
Come on.
You get to pick. This isn't Sudoku. You gotta pick one.
Well, I only say that. I'm gonna try not to yell into Danny's ears.
You got one player. Backhand, go.
Katrina
Okay.
was the
Okay.
name that I chose.
Katrina is.
I
your
also
name.
wrote down
Nope.
Ella, Paige, and Evelina. That's why I said that.
All
Because
great names.
I've considered.
here
the
are
one-
4 of the
guess
best
what?
FPO throwers.
I mean, I'm not telling you everybody that I considered because I considered everybody for every single
Right.
slot.
AJ is. I
Right?
guarantee you,
Right?
AJ is gonna get.
I
his-
didn't consider everyone for that slot either. I considered 4 people.
That's 3.
Well, we're not
more than
asking
your-
for who you
Right.
consider. We're asking for your final pick.
Okay,
AJ will be getting a C- for this homework
Yes.
assignment. He gets half credit.
just
Danny,
trying to make up for lost time when I turned all those 5-page essays in with only 1
Yeah.
page.
Perfect. Totally.
Double
great.
spaced.
Right, because this is
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Am I the only one that picked Paige Pierce for her backhand?
I mean,
might-
you are the 4th player to
You
pick, so
are.
I'm
I
going to
wrote
go
it
out on
down
a
on
limb
my
here and
note,
say,
but-
yes, you are.
I wrote
I
it
only
down
wrote
on my
down
sticky
one
notes.
note, and it's Paige Pierce
Yeah.
because she's just far and above the best.
She's far and above the best in every category, so
That is true.
Right.
And I
It's
think
not true.
for the most
That's
part.
fine.
Okay.
I think
it
backhand is easily the most important
Except her
one
style?
because it's the distance. Yeah,
She's
I
got
want to go
good-
with Paige.
She's got great
Yeah.
style.
She has good
Paige-
style too. She hasn't won anything this year.
I think
Paige
he
is
should go next.
A great pick. Okay, so
So we
we'll
can go
go
backwards.
kind of snake order.
Yeah.
Forehand. I bet we'll have a little bit of overlap here, but Danny, who you
Yeah.
got for forehand?
Yeah, I bet we will.
Sarah Hokum.
AJ? Okay, skip him.
Actually,
Emac,
I put. Guess whose name is on the list?
the
No,
whole
I
FPO.
I chose. God. If you weren't wearing the same shirt as me, right?
man.
Give us one name, and then we'll go back to Danny.
Jessica.
Okay.
ooh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good name.
3 syllables.
Danny
Never
wrote-
mind.
My bad.
I was gonna say Haley King because she has a pretty big flick too, but I realized Paige Pierce and Haley are on the same team.
Correct.
So.
No, they're
No,
not.
they're not.
She's
Haley's
Innova.
on
That's
Innova
right.
now.
Yeah, that throws off the rest of my things. I'm only gonna just Sarah.
Okay. Emac?
I went with Sarah as
That
well.
is
I mean,
a-
she's dominant.
Yeah, a third Hokum from me.
Yeah.
Her sidearm is, I think it's the best in the field. That was the easiest pick for me. For
Me too.
Sure.
Me too.
Honorable mentions I think are Jessica Weiss.
Mhm.
It's not an honorable. I mean, he picked
yeah,
her.
yeah, he did. AJ did. I'm completely blanking on the name.
She's doing pretty well in the DGPT standings so far. Points
How am I
series.
totally blanking on the name of this player?
Describe the player to us.
She throws forehands.
Black hair, throws forehands, toured with Paige a few years ago.
Madison.
Madison, that's it. Madison Walker. Doesn't she throw forehands pretty good?
She does.
She has a
Yeah.
great I don't know if she does it as much anymore. I know she really worked on her backhand.
That
'cause
is
I
true,
think she
yeah.
was getting injured a little bit, but yeah,
And-
she's
and
got
like I
a great
said,
forehand.
Haley.
Yep. All right.
Cool. I like it.
Circle one putting. I put down. I put Val for
Puffy.
this one.
Hey,
She's third in the field. I think she has a great putt, and I think it's only getting better the more comfortable she gets
ditto.
with the discs. Yeah. Who you got, Eric?
Exactly the same.
Nice.
Valerie. Yep. She's just so confident.
Yeah.
Like watching her play this season has been awesome. So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely Valerie is my
AJ,
putter.
throw a dartboard at your list of names. Who you got for us?
Throw a.
Throw a dart at your dartboard, whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I meant.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. You know.
Well, you see, I wrote
This-
down 8 names.
This, yeah, this one was tough too, man. I
They're
wrote down.
all tough.
I wrote down 3 names, and I picked Heather Young.
All right.
all right.
Danny, quickly,
Heather
please
Young.
start talking.
Also, I got
putting
Heather Young.
invitation.
Okay. Circle two putting. Who you got, Danny?
Right.
I have
It
Owen
was-
Scoggins.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
She
great
drains
pick.
from downtown.
But
Oh,
wait, she's in a
Not as much as my pick.
He didn't
though.
take Haley.
no,
Oh, I thought he did take Haley.
I haven't taken it
I
out of it yet.
apologize.
No, he took Heather.
I apologize.
No, I follow the rules, Eric.
Thank
AJ,
you.
who's your
You're
circle
right.
two putt?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Paige Pierce. Paige Pierce.
Emac?
That's
For
who my
circle two.
circle two
Yeah.
putter is. Paige Pierce.
I took Paige as well. She's leading the field, I do believe. If she's not leading, she's tied for the leader second.
If there's
so-
anybody in the field that I would want to hit the circle two putt, it's
Yeah.
Paige.
Paige.
Say,
100%.
Sandra Richardson is currently leading at 27%, and then Paige Pierce has at 25%.
Yeah. So I don't know what Sandra Richardson's attempt is. but
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
be willing to bet Paige's is a little bit bigger sample size.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no offense to Sandra, I just am not familiar with her. My mentality,
See,
I took-
it was tough to pick. Like picking Paige for that circle 2 meant that I couldn't pick Missy for the circle 1.
correct. And
That's-
she has
that's
a
the
very good
rules.
circle one putt. She's a former putting world champion, I believe.
When I started this list, you see how there's like a dozen names written down.
For each category,
the
I do
fir-
see that.
The first name, that I wrote down was Paige in the circle 2 putting.
Yep. The first name.
That's
well,
the smart one, I think.
the first name that I wrote down was Sarah Hokum for my fourth.
Feels like it.
Circle one.
What?
Who'd you take in circle 1?
What are you taking the circle? Heather Young.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a great putter.
I also wrote down Owen Scoggins for
Yeah,
circle
I
1.
didn't ask who else you wrote down.
The second name that I put down was for my mentality, and I put Kat. I think
Mentality,
yeah,
Kat,
I think
okay.
she is. I don't know. I think she just kind of gets into this mindset of like, I'm winning this tournament. You can't tell me I'm not going to, and yeah.
Yeah,
a
that's
very
a
large
great.
percentage of
Has
the
she
time
got-
she does.
has
Do
she
your last two on this
completely-
last round.
Okay,
through.
so
Let's do that.
my mentality, I've got Kat, and then for my style, I have Kristen. I
That's
think
a good
Kristen's got some sweet outfits. She's got some sick polos that I
Yep.
wish I could wear.
one. Yeah. So I have
There we go.
Kristen as my clutch or
Mhm.
what was the what did you
Mentality.
mentality.
Yeah, it's a great pick.
That's what I
I mean,
picked.
she won the major last year, and
She's never flustered.
yeah,
She always
no matter
just-
what happens, she
Yeah.
just seems to always be focused.
Which major? What? She won the major. What?
She won the U.S. Women's. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but she's got that major that she won.
Yeah. Yeah, she did win U.S. Women's.
Yeah.
1 year. Yeah.
What are you
Okay, so
questioning here?
Last, you said
Just go on to your
you
style,
said the
Eric. I don't know
major-
what is
I
going
said
on.
she won a
Major
major
last
last year. Like she won the U.S. Women's. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but she still
Right.
won the event.
That's what I'm questioning. You said the major.
the guy
last
that
year.
picks 12 people for one
Right.
is questioning me.
Yeah, as if he's
Well,
going to be. Now you're going to stick to rules.
Because last year
Right?
there was Worlds and
Sure.
the Throw Pink Women's Disc
Okay.
Golf Championship.
Great.
And Kristen won neither.
Okay,
of
so
those.
it wasn't last year.
that's a
Sorry,
great. That's a
because-
great point, AJ. Eric, who do you have for your
Yeah.
style?
Jesus Louise. I don't even remember now. You got me all. Oh, I did have cats.
because you don't have
Okay.
a sticky note
So
with
you
your
just flip-flop.
answers.
I have the not the 1980s version actually. I'm up to date and I have it all on my notes on my phone.
AJ,
So
pick one.
pick your third style for us,
yeah,
please.
mentality and
It's
style.
tough to pick. I tell you what.
Who you got?
I picked Kristen for the mentality.
Uh-huh.
It seems
because
like,
she won a major.
Yes, she's
Last
won,
year?
She's won a major.
The last year the event happened.
Right.
And who did you have for style?
Who'd I have for style? I think I
Pick it up. It's right there.
I remember.
Oh.
Madison Walker. She's got good style too.
Yep.
So does Cat Merch. So does Kona Panis.
MVP.
I didn't pick
She's
any-
MVP.
Who is?
right?
Yeah.
Right, but I picked Jessica.
Oh, you
Weiss
just-
from
that's right.
beforehand.
That's right. Danny, who do you have for your
'Cause
last?
Jessica's been proven
Mentality,
it.
I
this
have
year.
Valerie Mondahano,
Mm-hmm.
just because you can tell she's always pushing herself, driving herself, and she doesn't tend to get too like flustered or up and down just from walking with her at Texas. And then style, I have, just like Anthony, I have Kristen.
Yeah. Cool. If you are here live,
pretty
let us
good.
know in the chat who you would
Pretty good.
pick. If you're not watching live, let us know down in the comments below what your player would be, how they your mecha golfer, how they would be constructed. Let us know. We'll take a look at those. Really quick, we have time for one squad question before we do have to get out of here. Eric, since you know how to follow the rules and answer questions the way that they're asked,
Non-disc golf.
there's only two. They're both disc golf.
Oh, number 2.
Number 2. This comes to us from Cole. Cole said, if you had to pick a disc in the Dynamic Discs lineup to represent you, which would you pick? Then he said it doesn't necessarily have to be your favorite. And I'm going to throw out a stipulation for you, Eric, that you can't just pick an EMAC Truth or EMAC Judge because it has your name on it.
So it does
you-
represent me.
Right. You can pick one of those discs if you would like. But the reason cannot be, well, because it's my name.
Okay.
But because it's my name.
So if you had to pick a disc in the DD
Man.
lineup to represent you, what would you pick? It's a tough question.
It's a tough one because there is a lot. I mean,
And how do you relate
Just DD.
just the Dynamic Discs lineup? How do you relate?
Because
like,
this is a trustworthy fellow, so I would imagine he would pick trust if he
he
could.
I
says
would
the
not
truth.
pick trust because truth came first, and you can trust your truth.
There you go.
Always.
This is a tough question.
It is tough because, I mean,
AJ, stop messing with the mic.
what would it be? I mean, like,
Right? How do you want to do it? Do you want to take, like, do you say a putter because, I like to live a slower pace of life, so I took something that's slow and kind of, I'm a pretty, I don't know, I don't like to make snap decisions, so I'm going to go with a Warden because it's kind of slow, it's nice and straight, very steady.
I have mine. I can go.
or I'm gonna go with a trespass because I'm super underrated.
There you go. Hit us with yours,
Yeah.
Danny.
I'm gonna go with the
It's
Vandal.
not true, but
I feel like fun to throw. Just you can throw some cool lines. Just the vibe of the Vandal is kind of, I feel like the vibe that I want to represent me.
Last name is pretty similar.
That's true. Vandal and Doll.
Uh-huh.
Oh, then
Close. Yeah.
This is close. This
If
is
you
real
take
close.
the
think your
first
name's
syllable
closer.
of my first name and the second syllable of my last name, you get Dandel,
Oh.
like the lion.
What?
And like dandelion.
oh,
There you go.
I was thinking like a cartoon character lion, like Disney or something.
like a weed. That's a weed.
I'm a weed, guys.
And I bet if you were to spray like weed killer on Danny, after long enough, he would probably leave.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. Yeah.
I guess I am going to just stick with trespass because I'm pretty neutral. I get
Yeah.
along with pretty much everybody,
Okay.
like the trespass.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a good pick.
right? Trespass gets along. Do you get along with the trespass? Yeah.
Plead
You
the
just
fifth.
can't ask AJ questions
I
I guess
today.
not.
I think my pick is going to be. It might be influenced a little bit by the fact that I like it, but I think I'm going to go with the suspect
Okay.
because
Because it's out of production. You're about to get fired.
Well, oh wait, what?
He's wearing the right shirt.
I'm just.
No, I think like I don't know. I'm thinking about it as like the media team. Like when we were in Texas, people would be like, "Oh, that's Danny. Danny, can you sign a disc? Oh, and there's AJ. Hey, can you sign it too?" And like most people are like, "Oh, I love the harp," or "I like the Justice," or whatever. And the suspect is like a kind of more unknown, overstable approach disc.
And there's a lot of them coming out this year.
And it gets the job done.
Does that mean I'm not fired then?
Yes.
Thank you. Nailed the answer.
Yes.
And it gets the job done. Way to go,
Gets the
AJ.
job done.
All right, AJ,
Maverick, easy.
because
Because that's, I can't remember what the definition is, but that's me.
you make the definition.
Because you have a mustache.
Because that's me.
Because you like Top Gun.
Oh yeah.
Well,
You
up.
enjoy hanging out with my dog, Maverick.
I mean,
Maverick. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the name.
Is it because people called you Goose growing up?
Oh.
or
No, there's no.
It's not a Top Gun reference.
Now
is
I
what
gotta,
you're-
now I
Big
gotta
Tom
look up
Cruise
whatever-
guy, or what? What's
No, I think it's just a unique.
This might be the only time I'll ask you this,
Unique
AJ.
person,
but can you
unique-
please expand on your answer a little bit?
Yeah, I'll expand.
A little bit,
Uh,
just a little bit.
Just
Give us 3 sentences.
thanks to my modern day sticky note.
one.
An orthodox or independent-minded person. That's a maverick,
There you go.
and I am pretty far from orthodox. I
Just-
tell you what.
Just clear, you're not like a Logan Paul guy, are you?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, I don't really know much about him.
Okay.
I know he fought Floyd Mayweather. Wasn't he the one that fought Floyd
Yeah.
Mayweather? There you go.
Generally not.
Doesn't he have a brother?
Hmm.
Yeah. Not advisable to fight
But like his
Floyd Mayweather.
fans are, or he calls them Mavericks. But we're just clarifying.
really?
Yeah.
Unorthodox and independent-minded.
There you
Sure.
Anyways,
All right. So thank you for the question, Cole. If you want to get your question asked on the show, you can do so by joining the squad at squad.dynamicdiscs.com. That is all the time we've got for episode Blue, number 22. I've had
22.
an hour and a bit to think of a better way to rhyme those
The
two.
blue episode. The
22.
blue episode.
Can't do it.
say that.
You could say I blew that one. Danny's in here calling plays. That's all the time we've got. We will catch everybody next week.
On
Be
the
sure to
Jordan episode.
the Jordan episode. There we go. Be sure to pick up your Sockibomb Slammers on April 19th at 11 a.m. Central Time. Or you can potentially win one from Ricky himself. We will see everybody next Tuesday, 2:30 p.m. Central Time, right here on the Dynamic Discs YouTube channel.